Okay, let's talk about Unit 5, Lesson 3, slope-intercept form of an equation. So, slope-intercept form of a line is y equals mx plus b. So, m stands for the slope, which describes the slope of the line, and b stands for the y-intercept, where the line crosses the y-axis. So, on our first example, they just want you to identify the slope and identify the y-intercept given an equation. So since this equation is already solved for y, it's in the form y equals mx plus b. So our slope is equal to negative 7/5, and our y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis, is at negative 4. And that's it. Let's look at our second example. So now they're going to give us the slope and the y-intercept, and they want you to write the equation of the line. So, since we know y equals mx plus b, you're going to keep the y and keep the x, and we are going to substitute our slope and our y-intercept into the formula. So our equation of the line is y equals 1/3 x minus 2. All right, now, when you want to graph a line, the quickest way is if your line is already in slope-intercept form. So, step 1, you want to graph the y-intercept. So our y-intercept is positive 1. So on the y-axis, you're going to go to positive 1, and you put your first dot. Our second step is you want to apply the slope. But we apply the slope to the y-intercept since that's already on our line. So I always make my slope into a fraction. If it's written as an integer, you can make it over 1. So since the 4 is negative, our slope is going to go down 4, and the 1 is positive, so we'll go to the right 1 unit. So from our y-intercept, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right 1. You really only need 2 points to graph a line. So now I can just roughly sketch that line. If you want a third dot, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And that would be our line. Let's do our next example. So same idea. We're going to graph our y-intercept first. So on the y-axis, we're going to find positive 1 and put our y-intercept. Now, our slope is 2/3, so it's already written in a fraction form. Since the 2 is positive, we're going to go up 2 units, and our 3 is positive, so we'll go right 3 units from our intercept. So up 2 to the right 3. And if you want, you can do it again. Up 2 to the right 3. And we sketch our line. Our last example, well, we've got y equals negative 3x, so I know negative 3 is our slope. I'm going to put that over 1, but we don't have a y-intercept, so if there's not a number written, you can always write a 0. So our y-intercept on the y-axis is 0. So then our slope, since the 3 is negative, we're going to go down 3, and the 1 is positive, so we'll go to the right. So from our intercept, we go 1, 2, 3 to the right, and 1, 2, 3 to the right. And roughly sketch your line. And that's slope-intercept form.